Hello, welcome back. Happy Friday. I am all dressed and we are about to head out. I've got a few errands that I want to run this morning, and then we are heading finally to the garden centre. I need to just get into these beds. I'm very excited about it. Just want to go get some soil, compost. I'd like to get some vegetable seedlings to kind of get me going. I want to get my seeds in, the longevity spinach, lots and lots of garden work to do. But first things first, I need to go to the garden centre to pick up some things. So that is what we're going to do today. We're going to run some errands this morning, head to the garden centre and kind of just have a really lovely day. It'll be, an incredible day, very easy, lots of fun. So I'm going to go in, get my bag, and we're going to head off. Alright, we have left TK Maxx and we've just come to a nearby shopping centre, and I've just got a few errands to run in here, and I want to get some more of these little slip-on socks. There, you know when you're wearing ballet flats and things like that? These were incredible, and they've got like a little, if I can, hold on. On the inside here, oh my gosh, they've got like this little, like this little plastic sticky thing, and it holds onto the back of your ankle so that they don't roll down. They're incredible. Anyway, I bought a packet of these a couple of weeks ago to test them out, and they were really good, this brand. So I'm going to get a second packet. So that was one thing on my list to do. And I always like to come and have a little look in the books just to see if there's anything new. You never know, you might be able to pick up something. Always on the hunt for new authors and new books. The Richard Osman books are incredible. If you have not read those, I highly recommend them. I have spotted this book here. It's only $5. It is a new author to me, but it is very much a cozy mystery. So I think I might pick up that one. I had a quick look at the reviews online, and it actually had really good reviews online. So hopefully it's a good one. It looks very, very spring, summery sort of themed, which will be lovely. All right, leaving the shopping centre now. I got a couple of things on my list, but a few things I just couldn't get. So they've actually ordered them for me, and they'll deliver them to the house. So next, heading to the garden centre, which is very exciting. And then from the garden centre, I'm gonna head to the farm shop. And we have arrived. It looks very busy here. Everyone. So I'm just having a little look in the seedlings, and I might get, so I've got some beetroots, I've got tomatoes, Roma tomatoes, and I've got some spring onions to start. I have grown broccoli before, and I did not like doing that. Chilies, corn, celery, leeks. My leeks are doing well. I wonder if I should grow some more leeks. Some eggplants up there. All your different lettuces. Alright, I'm doing well. I got some leeks, I've got some brown onions. There's all different sort of peas and things here. Ooh, these are cute. Cucumber. I've got lots of cucumber seeds, so I probably don't need any more cucumber, but they're quite cool with the stripe on them. Ooh, they've got tomatoes here that are already ahead of the pack. These are cute. I wonder if I should... No, I've got a pack. I don't want to buy too many. But unfortunately, whatever I buy, not everything will make it. What else have we got? Tromboncino? No. Lots and lots of tomatoes. I like the Roma tomatoes, which is the ones that I've got in here. The slightly smaller ones. Silver beet. Got cauliflowers.
You know what? Sean was actually impressed by what we did.
I've got all of the herbs and things here as well. I've already sort of got rosemary at home. And I want to grow my lemon balm. I don't really use basil chives always do well, but I would sort of rather spring onions if I was going to try and add sort of a bit of an oniony taste. I find spring onions have got a really nice taste to them. Sage, thyme. I don't want to get too many sort of vegetables because I do have a lot of seeds at home, so I definitely want to be using my seeds, but it's nice to have some seedlings kind of just to get it going for you. Fully grown rosemary. Oh, there's fruit trees over there. Maybe we'll have a little look in the fruit trees. They've got all of their berries in. They've got heritage raspberries here, and they've got a heap of blueberries up the other end. I have tried to grow blueberries before, but I was unsuccessful. They've got figs, a fig tree, guavas, there's pomegranates over there. All the fruiting trees at the moment. They've got all of the mini roses. Oh, look at this one with the yellow and the orange. Oh wow, look at all the colour up there. Geraniums. I think these always look really cool. Those really like unique flower heads. And then this is the organic potting soil that I use in the kitchen garden bed. It's done fairly well. So we're just gonna get a bunch of that and then we're gonna head out. Good morning. It is actually the next day. I'm sorry I didn't come back on yesterday afternoon. The day just really got away from me. I didn't sort of get home till about 4:30, and then by the time I unloaded everything from the car, and I basically missed lunch, and I desperately needed a cup of tea, and I just really wanted to sit down. So that is what I did, and so I didn't come back on. But the reason I didn't sign off yesterday is because I couldn't actually get everything that I wanted at Bunnings yesterday, the garden centre that I went to. So I am actually going to go to a garden centre today. And so I thought I'd bring you along with me for that. I've had a productive morning. I've got lunch stuff in the slow cooker. I've changed sheets and towels. I have actually hung the towels on the line, which may have been a mistake. It was beautiful blue sky this morning, but these clouds have just come over. So fingers crossed it does not rain while I'm out. It's not looking good. That definitely looks rainified over there. I've sort of tucked them towards the back of the clothesline. So yeah, fingers crossed. But before we head off, I wanted to very quickly just show you what I got yesterday at the garden centre. Just because it was all quite the schmozzle yesterday when I was there, and it was a lot happening. It was quite busy, and I sort of didn't get a chance to talk to you properly. So let's just head around there now and I will show you what I got. So I got some more of that organic fertiliser that I like. That is the one that I use there. But I got some more spring onions. I've got some beetroots. I've got a lot of beetroot seeds that I'm wanting to grow, but I thought just to kind of get a succession of beetroots going, I would also get some seedlings. I've got some more brown onions, and I also got some leeks, and I got some of the, where are they? Whoops. Some of the tomato roma. kind of just to get me going. As I said, I've got seeds and things I want to plant, but I really do just want to get a bit of a succession going and hopefully have some crops very quickly. So they will be a brilliant start. I'm going to get in the car now. I'm going to collect Mum and she's going to come with me, and then we are going to head to a completely different garden centre in a different location. So it is still a Bunnings, but it is a very country Bunnings in a different spot. So we'll be heading kind of to the Gympie area, and it's actually a really beautiful drive. So I'll show you what I can of that. But let's head off. So we have arrived at the garden centre, and I would like to get into composting, but I am concerned about the smell. I don't know a lot about composting, and I'm sure there's ways to prevent the smell and things like that, but I'm kind of wanting to start off slow and easy and kind of work my way into it. And I had heard things like this were really good. So it's only $40 and it's a worm buffet. So hopefully you can see here, it's actually in ground. So you dig a hole and you place this under the ground, and then this little cap sits on top of the ground, and you can seal it so that, you know, dogs or animals and that can't get in. But when you have items for composting, you can just go outside, undo the lid, pop your waste products in like so, and then it breaks down in the dirt, and the worms sort of come to it through the little holes and eat it and break it down. Self-fertilizes, enriches soils, recycled packaging, perfect to use in your worm buffet, reduces 1 to 2 kilos of organic kitchen waste each week. I think I mentioned in a recent video, I'm just really keen to try and improve the condition of the soil, and trying to do that in sort of a sustainable kind of organic way. And I'm thinking that this could be a really great option. I mean, I've got worms in my soil already, have them. So because my beds aren't like, they're raised beds, but they're actually in the ground themselves. So I know when I'm pulling produce out, there are actually worms in that soil. I wonder what this is. Worm farm and compost. Balances pH for compost bins. Balances worm pH for worm farms. What does this do? Lift your worm farm blanket and sprinkle a light even coating across the top surface of your worm farm. Use 1 tablespoon every week. Oh, okay. In your compost bin. Sprinkle an even coating across the top surface of your compost bin. For your average family compost bin, apply 1 tablespoon weekly. I wonder how much I would need for something like this. I probably wouldn't even need 1 tablespoon. I mean, if it worked, you could do a few of them. Not that I have that much kitchen waste, but I certainly, I mean, when I'm meal prepping and that, I could definitely get like 1 or 2 of these, but maybe I just start with 1 and I see how I go with it. Interesting. All right, well, I have found the bedding block. I don't know if I need this. because I'm not actually thinking of doing a worm farm. I really just want the composting sort of part of it. Interesting. I am very pleased though that everything is quite reasonably priced. Some of this stuff is very, like some of the other brands in that are really expensive, but I have a friend of ours actually does have, they've got about 4 of these, and they said that it was quite good. Yeah, so it's got, they do say you need it. If I can turn this around. Alrighty, here we go. Easy to install, snaps together. That looks fine. Choose your relocation, dig your hole, position, worm, farm, and loosely backfill. So are the worms in here already? Add your bedding block and worms. Add your bedding block and worms. You're ready to feed your worm farm 1 to 2 kilos kitchen scraps every week. Veggie peelings, leafy green vegetables, fruit cores, tea bags, ground coffee, eggshells, newspaper, vacuum cleaning dust, citrus and onion. Interesting. I mean, I have all of that sort of stuff. It does say you will need a bedding block and worm farm and compost conditioner. It includes 1 tumbleweed worm buffet. But does the worm buffet include worms? Or are they just assuming that I have worms? See, it says here 500 composting worms. Alright, I might need to ask for some assistance here. I don't, I want the worms to have the best, the best of the best, and I want them to be happy. So maybe, because what I wouldn't mind doing in the future is getting maybe like 2 in the vegetable beds and then 1 around the citrus tree would be good. Alright, I'm going to request some assistance. Alright, I've left the composting section and I've just come into the indoor plants. I want to get some replacement plants for the ones in my library. I think I mentioned to you I lost those ones when I was overseas in Europe. It was too long without any kind of care and attention. So unfortunately they did not make it. So I'd like to get some replacement plants, and I just wanted to see what they had in the indoor plant section. If not, what I might do is some cuttings from other indoor plants at home. But I kind of just wanted something really hardy. Mum's leaning towards like maybe something like this, where it's got like the nice thick leaf on it. It's quite hardy. They're quite nice with the variegated leaf. That's sort of similar to what's in that other water pot inside. Yeah, I just wonder whether we could do, but wonder if we could just do like a cutting instead of having to buy a whole new plant.
I don't know.
From here, we're going to measure the front and back, obviously make sure everything is aligned.
Yeah, this is kind of what I've got at home, if it will focus. There we go. And they were really hardy in the water, so maybe I'll do a cutting from home. Oh, that's really nice. That's quite a nice colour, isn't it? Yeah. These ones here. How pretty are these? Oh, they've got a nice thick leaf on them as well. They're lovely. Purple Highway. They're really nice. I wonder if they would make a very pretty. Oh, is that a flower?
No, it's the leaf.
Yeah.
The leaves are purple.
Like underneath. can see here. See the colouring underneath? They're very nice. I like those.
Break them up.
Yeah, and do a couple. Just to recap, we're not going to get any indoor plants. I think I'm just going to do a cutting from the ones I've got at home. I think that'll just be easier. They're tried and tested, and I know that they grow really well in water. And I think what we might do is just get the worm buffet. I don't know if I'm going to get any of the other little accessories. It does say on here that they're only recommended, not required. And we've tried to phone a friend and just ask what they did with theirs, and I don't believe they did the worm bedding or the compost conditioner. We have a large number of worms already in the kitchen sort of garden area, so yeah, I just think if we can just get this and put it down and, you know, start the process. If it's a real challenge and something that I have to do, you know, monitor and do, you know, every couple of days, I'm just not going to do it. I don't have the time to do it, which is why I've sort of always not really done too much with composting. Like, I know there's like, you've got to cycle it through and you've got to do like different types of, you know, a combination of like organic matter plus like leaves and then dirt, and it always seems very complicated. And I just really wanted something super simple. So I think that this is going to be very, very simple to do. So I might just get this today in terms of the composting area, and I might leave the other things and we'll just sort of see how we go. But I will unbox this with you in another video, and we'll set it all up together in another video, and we'll kind of go through this journey together, I think, of getting this worm buffet working and sort of see how it goes and the trials and error of it. But that's kind of a bit of a recap of where we're at so far. We're just about to head outside now and have a little look at the plants out there. Mum was just commenting how nice this little geranium is, but not for that price. So we've just come outside. It's such a nice garden centre here, and the breeze today is absolutely beautiful. They've got their pantis here, but they don't have the multicoloured one. Oh, although no. Sort of looking for those multicoloured ones. Look at their mini roses. Look at these apricot ones. They are beautiful. I wonder if they smell. I don't think they smell. No, they don't really have much of a smell to them. But they are gorgeous. I do like my mini roses. Now, I know I bought some vegetable seedlings yesterday, but while we are here, I figured it couldn't hurt to have a little look-see what they've got here. Oh, they've got Brussels sprouts. I have tried to grow Brussels sprouts before. I mean, they worked a little bit, but not brilliantly. I'm wondering if I get another little punnet of beetroots to sort of start me off, and then I can kind of keep going with the seeds then as a succession. They've got capsicums here, like the normal size capsicums, but I have never grown any capsicums better than the snack capsicums that we are currently growing. I'm so excited to try planting those seeds to see if I can get them to germinate. Anything else? There's peas, rhubarb, snow peas, silver beet. Ooh, big tomato bushes. Look at the growth on those. Goodness me, are they? They they look good. And like, you'd almost be getting tomatoes pretty quickly. I wonder how expensive they are. They're $14. I think I can probably wait for the tomatoes that I have. Oh, we've got beautiful weather here today. It's just a gorgeous breeze and the sun. They have strawberries. I'm so excited. They didn't have strawberries last time. So they've got the ones with the pink flowers, and I feel I haven't had success with them before. Whereas there's these ones here that have got a long harvest period, or there's the high yield. What to do? Super sweet fruit. Oh gosh. I'm like, do I plant all three and see what happens? Maybe that is what I'm going to do. That is a project that we will do together in a couple of weeks. I've got a hanging basket, and I want to see how strawberries go hanging off of the kitchen garden, the frame that goes around the kitchen garden. Because I think if they're hanging, I can kind of control the pH of the soil if they're sort of in a separate pot. And then if they're hanging, the fruit will just sort of hang down and I can harvest the fruit as it sort of drapes over. I also think it'll just be very pretty in the kitchen garden. I might do that. Maybe I'll get those three varieties and we'll just see which one does the best. I'm gonna need a basket. I don't have enough hands. This is a really cool idea. A hanging basket of herbs. I've never really thought about that before. And you can see there's like chives at the back there. And they've got like a whole assortment here. I just think a hanging basket kind of extends your growing space, particularly so with my kitchen garden beds. I've got that wooden frame that that goes all along the top, and by having some hanging baskets along there out of the way, I extend my growing space. This is a very cool idea. I love this, but maybe not for today. Maybe I see how the strawberries go. And if that works really well, then I investigate doing like a hanging basket of herbs. But yes, been very successful. Mum has the trolley, which is why I've got the basket. Got more beetroots, I've got my 3 strawberries and my little composting, what do they call it? A worm buffet. It's so cute. Very, very successful trip. They have such a great selection of herbs in that here. They have calendula, which I have never grown before. Pest control. You can make a pest spray out of this. So it's not edible, but you can make a natural insecticide. That's incredible. They've got, yeah, some really cool things. Mum has found these very pretty white and yellow flowers. Just so you can see what they are there. So look, hardy, it says water saving on it. I've added my little thing there, and I think I'm actually going to go back and get that one that's the pest control. That I'm so intrigued with that. I will plant it separately. So we're going to head back over to that section and I'm going to grab that. I managed to fit the majority of it all into the back of the boot here. very successful trip to the garden centre. And just like that, I am home. As you can see, I had a very successful trip to the garden centre. It is truly a beautiful sight to see all these new blooms and all these little seedlings just sort of starting off in life, and fingers crossed that a lot of them make it and we get some delicious produce and beautiful flowers over the coming months. So I certainly have a lot of work to do in the garden in the coming weeks, and I truly hope that you will join me for that. If you are enjoying the garden content and you would like to continue to see all these garden projects come to fruition, I would really love it if you subscribe to my channel. It's free for you to do, and it just helps me out so much. So I'm going to bid you farewell. I hope you have really enjoyed spending sort of yesterday and today with me. Gosh, yesterday was such a whirlwind, just so much. You know, you jam all these things in, and it was just a very busy and hectic day. But today was definitely a bit more of a slower pace, which was lovely. And I just had a really good time spending some time with Mum and heading to the garden centre. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you next week on Wednesday for, no doubt, some garden projects. So much to do now. I've got lots of projects in mind, and I'm very keen to get started on them now that the weather is sort of evened out a little bit and we're getting temperatures more conducive to growing. So I will see you then. Bye.